My dear children, welcome to the accountancy class. Today in this session, we are going to study how can you calculate or ascertain the amount of profit. As we know, what is meant by a profit? Yes, profit is the excess of a revenue or incomes over expenses or losses. The net loss or loss means excess of expenses over incomes. The term is known as net loss or loss. Now I am going to give you an example. The total incomes of the company is rupees 2 lakhs. The total expense of the company is rupees 1,80,000. What will be the amount of profit? Yes, the profit can be calculated by deducting the amount of expenses from the amount of profits. That is 2 lakhs minus 1,80,000, net amount equal to rupees 20,000. In incomplete records also, we can calculate or ascertain the amount of profit. Every business firm wishes to ascertain the results of its operation to assess its efficiency and success and failures. This gives rise to the need of preparing the financial statements to disclose the profit made or loss sustained by the firm during the given period and the amount of assets and liabilities as at the closing date of the accounting period. What are the different assets of the company? The assets are the economic resources of the company. The assets can be divided into two, non-current assets and current assets. Liabilities are the important obligations or debts of the company. Therefore, the problem faced in this situation is how to use the available information in the incomplete records to ascertain profit or loss for the particular accounting year and to determine the financial position of an entity as at the end of the year. In financial accounting, the main objectives are to know the profitability of the concern, to know the liquidity position, to know the solvency position of the concern, to know the important financial position of the company. These are the important objectives of preparing financial statements in financial accounting. Now we are going to study the important methods for calculating the amount of net profit. Important methods for preparing or ascertaining of profit and loss are: the first method is net worth method and second method is conversion method. Then first method is net worth method. In net worth method, the accountant prepare the statement of affairs as at the beginning and as at the end of the accounting period. This net worth method is also known as statement of affairs method. Statement of affairs can be prepared at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year. If we are preparing the statement of affairs at the beginning of the year, the net amount will be opening capital. For calculating the opening capital, first we want to draw the format of balance sheet. Then next step we want to write the heading, that is statement of affairs as on 1st January 2016. The next step is to enter all the opening balances of various assets on the asset side, right side. Then after entering these assets on the right asset side, the next step is to record the various liabilities on the left side, that is liability side. After entering the liabilities on the liability side, the next step is to find out the total. The next step is to write down or copy the same total on the credit side into on the debit side. The next step is to calculate the closing balance or balancing figure. That balancing figure is known as statement of affairs as on statement of affairs as on 1st January closing balance or opening capital. In the same way, next step is to we have to record the various closing balances of assets and liabilities in statement of affairs. For that purpose, first we want to write the heading, that is statement of affairs as on 31st December or 31st March 2016. The next step is to enter all the closing balances of assets on the debit side, that is asset side, credit side. Then next step is to enter all the liabilities on the debit side. After entering liabilities on the debit side or liability side, the next step is to find out the total on the asset side. Then next we have to copy the same total on the liability side. After entering the liabilities total, the next step is to find out the total of the liabilities. Then deduct the total deduct the amount of liability from the total of assets. Then we will get the amount of closing balance or balancing figure. That balancing figure is known as closing capital. This method, by preparing statement of affairs, we can calculate the amount of net profit. This method is known as ascertainment of statement of affairs method or net worth method. The second method is conversion method. Under conversion method, the accountant prepare trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet by putting the accounting records in proper order. This method is known as conversion method. As we know, the objective of preparing trading and profit and loss account is to know the profitability of the concern. That means whether the company have earned profit or loss. The objective of preparing balance sheet is to know the financial position of the company. What is the current financial position of the company? What are the important assets and liabilities of the company? Statement of affairs method or net worth method and conversion method. These are the two important methods for ascertaining the amount of profit or loss.